Their artillery fire helps the infantry hold the front line. In the Sumy region, there isn't even a few hours in a row when Ukrainian artillerymen are left without work, especially when fog settles over the local forests. Because that's the time when the Russians try to approach in small groups right up close. And that's when the artillerymen of the 71st Jaeger Brigade have to work with surgical precision. Next, a report from the border area by TSN correspondent Oleksandr Motorny. And you'll also see a QR code on your screens. This is a fundraiser for a pickup truck for the soldiers of the 71st Brigade. Our defenders need vehicles, as they say yesterday already, because the enemy is constantly hunting for them. Equipment breaks down. So watch the story and immediately support its heroes to the fullest.
This is his body armor, and right next to it, just in case, is his shotgun. He is an airborne artilleryman and the commander of a howitzer crew from the 31st Separate Jaeger Brigade. His call sign is Serko. He started the full-scale war as a mortarman, but fate had other plans.
So, did you end up on the 120mm mortar right after being an electrician? Right away. And then I switched to the D-30 howitzer.
But rifles and shotguns aren't his main tools of the trade. But the war in the border region of Sumy changed things. Now, Serko says they don't take a single step without their rifles, even in the thickest forest.
There are a lot of drones flying around. This isn't the same war as when it first started. There weren't so many drones back then, there just weren't.
There's an almost constant buzzing of drones in the sky, along with the steady sound of gunfire and explosions from heavy artillery shells.
They, just like the artillery, have plenty of drones too. Let's just say the intensity, both the artillery and the drones, it's something historic.
The occupiers' artillery mostly operates from across the border. In the Sumy region supporting the Russian infantry, they only fire at isolated, well-camouflaged enemy mortars. And the Russian glide bombs haven't gone anywhere.
And as before, constantly the glide bombs keep coming, they keep coming all the time. At both the drone operators and the mortar crews.
Oh, are these your shrapnel pieces? That's what greeted us.
The enemy forces, for the most part, have all their heavy artillery positioned directly across the border. There are a few guns already on our territory, but mostly all the long-range ones, the ones they use to fire at us, are located across the border.
So did you also try to shoot it down as it was flying?
I told you.
332. Yeah.
Right now in the Sumy region, they are mostly firing at enemy infantry.
Ready to record now?
258.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
Shot. In.
We primarily and mainly target the enemy infantry forces. The enemy often tries to gather themselves there, move around the area, and well, then regroup completely. And accordingly at mortars that we detect.
There are days like that. Sometimes it even happens that for several days in a row, if the forests in the north are covered by thick fog, the artillerymen of the 71st Jaeger Brigade almost never stop working. Honestly, there is time here to have some tea, but when there's work, there's work. The guys say that today hasn't been a particularly intense day. This morning they fired about half a dozen shells, but literally just now, as we arrived at the position, the work began. And now more than 10 shells have already been fired across the Muscovite border. In Sumy region, their crew has fired at the Muscovites with not just 100 but several hundred shells. Overall, since they've been working together, the loader, a 48-year-old D-30 operator, admits that he's crossed the mark of 10,000 shots.
Probably more than 10,000, maybe even more. And you managed that? Yes. In what period of time? In 2.5 hours.
But they don't stop, especially if there's a need to support their infantry comrades with fire.
And they keep moving. Our reconnaissance provides the information and we keep working. A bang, everything's ready.
Quickly, go immediately.
They typically came in formidable groups of 10 to 20 determined people, and as they steadily advanced, a significant number, specifically 8 to 10 of them, would actively engage in intense close combat. We successfully stopped their relentless advance, and on some crucial fronts, we even managed to decisively push them back.
The same task, pushing the occupiers back beyond the borders, is being carried out around the clock by the artillerymen and everyone else, including the 71st Jaeger Brigade. Just now.
Boom.
They fight, they admit it. The Jaeger paratroopers fight exclusively for their own, so that life can go on.
To return to
A normal life, the way we used to live.
You can congratulate me, I just had a baby girl.
That's great news, right on time.
And what will you name her?
Harvara,
What?
Harvara. Reporting from the border area in Sumy region, Oleksandr Motorny, Oleksiy Osavchuk, and Serhiy Shportilo. TSN 1+1.
TSN correspondent Alina Lisova visited one of the training grounds where territorial defense cadets are being prepared. She saw what skills they are mastering there.
On ATVs and motorcycles, they overcome obstacles and complete off-road terrain. At one of the training grounds, cadets of the Territorial Defense Forces are being taught to operate motor vehicles.
This is a new direction in our training center. We are training our fighters. First and foremost, this will cover logistical aspects such as reaching our positions and enabling rapid evacuation of the wounded.
The course leader, with the call sign Storm, joined the Territorial Defense Forces at the start of the full-scale invasion. Back then he fought in the Kyiv region, and now he is passing on his skills and experience to others.
With our weapons and the guys, we tried to join someone, to find someone so we could be better prepared to face the enemy. To discuss all these things together somehow. Previously, I hadn't planned and never built my career as a soldier. Before the full-scale invasion, I worked at a school with children.
In addition to driving, the cadets also learn topography or land navigation, drone operation, and the basics of first aid.
I'll help you right away. I'm going to apply a tourniquet now.
The cadet with the call sign Liuti is trying to save an imaginary wounded comrade, checking for massive bleeding, breathing, and preparing for evacuation.
I'm waiting for the command. Are we ready for evac? Go. Where are the handles?
Here, hold one.
The other handle is here. Go.
Come on!
Everything is done as quickly as possible and as close to real conditions as possible. The group of soldiers manages to evacuate and escape the ambush, which, according to the scenario, the enemy was approaching.
I followed the march protocol, and since the evacuation had to be done very quickly, I didn't have time to put on a splint. That's it. And together with my comrades, we took him away, and everything turned out fine.
We carefully transferred and then moved him, and subsequently transported him, alive and intact.
Drones are one of the main threats on the front line, says the tactical medicine instructor with the call sign Eugene. Here, together with other experienced fighters, he teaches cadets how to complete missions and save the lives of their comrades.
The difference between us and the enemy is that we bring our own back. A motorcycle with electronic warfare equipment and a trailer rushes into the grove. This has already been communicated over the radio. Somewhere our drones are hovering, monitoring both for enemy drones. The guys quickly carry out the wounded, place him on a stretcher in the vehicle, securing him as much as possible. At full speed, they evacuate the wounded.
At the training center, they emphasize that Territorial Defense Forces fighters are taught to use motorcycles not for assaults, as the enemy does, for example. First and foremost, it's about mobility, to quickly reach positions, deliver supplies and ammunition, or carry out rotations. Alina Lisova, Yevhen Litvinenko, TSN 1+1, Marathon, United News.